about the technology, but we try to, we educate, at least our customers, and that's what part of our being out here with the dealers and supporting them, because, generally not everybody's an expert in these types of things.
So, all right, so I think it would be fair to say that no different than you have lane change, monitoring system, stuff like that. So that's all part of safety in a way. So it makes it so that the driver, let's say if he does get a little daring, he's a little better control with his car because his car's kind of thinking for him.
Right, and it helps. Like I said, generally speaking, the car, like ride quality, you're riding down the road, you want it to ride nice. That's what it does. It knows, throttle position, your light throttle's kind of. You put it in sport mode, it changes the damping, it changes the algorithm, because that's essentially what it is. There's an algorithm saying, with this input, this is what needs to happen. You put it in, you start driving it aggressive, a lot of throttle position, a lot of yaw. Now the car is just constantly adjusting to try and keep that pitch, heave, and roll, and keep the car flat and handling, so give you the best compromise of handling.
It is amazing. I have an 07 track Shelby GT, which is the little Shelby, I guess you'd call it. And
most produced probably.
Yeah, and I love it. It's my baby. We got it in January of 2008, and at the track, I've got Steeda springs and shocks, and they're track for the track, three-way adjustable. But with the new Mustangs and the Shelbys at the track, when you turn into an apex, the car does not lean. It stays level. It's unbelievable that with 3,600 pounds or so, you're turning into the apex, whereas in my 07, I'm like this, at an angle, the whole side's lifted. So
we do one step up, and some of the cars, like I don't know if you saw it there. There's a 2021 prototype.
Yeah, I saw that. Tell us about that car.
So that's interesting. So what you see in there is basically a test car. It's not actually a 21 chassis. There's no 21 chassis yet. Even we cannot get a hold of one. But it's sort of, it might be a 19 chassis, but what you see is what the 21 will look like. So if you saw the gurney in the back, it's sheet metal or aluminum, because that's what Vince cut and to shape it. So the actual production car will be obviously a nicer version, probably set up. But what you're seeing, that car is prepped for track usage and heavy track usage. So it's got a lot more equipment than, say, the production cars actually have, because obviously they wouldn't survive. I mean, sometimes they can do 8 hours on the track. So, but what you're seeing out there is a prototype. So we changed the front end. It essentially has the wide body front end. So the wide body option, it has, but the fenders are now aluminum instead of fiberglass.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's an all metal hood too, which was fiberglass. So the 21 is going to basically have an all metal front end, a wider fender. So we're running an 11-inch wheel up front now with the 305. So it's basically square, similar to a 350. Okay. So it's about 50 millimeters wider on either side. So you get a wider front end, a larger tire, a larger wheel, for more grip. We made changes to the front end, the arrow with the splitter and the splitter wickers. So we made provisions for coolers for the track guys. We're kind of doing that. There was like a curved cooler, oil cooling system, and trans cooler. Nice. So the new front end design, it kind of accommodates the cooler options. Of course, it's a different wheel, and
brakes, bigger brakes on there.
Now the brakes, we're still using the same brake system. It's a Brembo GT, which is a very, very good brake system, very high end. So mainly what you see is, like, as far as performance, not a whole lot changed. The interior, but mainly mostly the front end and the fascia and the fenders.
Is the car a little lighter than that? Really?
No, not the front end. Well, the fenders are very light, but I will tell you the hood is steel. So the old hood is, I don't know if you felt one, they're fiberglass. And,
they're heavy too, though.
They are very heavy. So we actually intended to make the hood out of aluminum. So the problem with the hood is it's such a complex design around the snout. So it was tried, and we made several changes with the company that was doing it in engineering, but they just basically kept tearing the way aluminum stretches in the nostrils, and it just really wasn't feasible. We tried because we wanted it to be lighter, so we didn't have to use a steel hood. So the weight is very similar, or maybe a little more. So the hood is still a heavy hood. Unfortunately, because it's the only way to make that hood.
But it is beautiful, the lines on the side.
Now you see, more distinct body lines, because if you stamp something like a piece of metal, everything's going to be more pronounced versus fiberglass or any type of composite. So you lose some of the detail. Now, I mean, it's especially if you get a body color like the iconic silver, it shows the body lines. I mean, you can see the details, the crease in the center of the hood, which most people never even knew was there. But with the steel hood, you can see the crease, you can see the lines are more pronounced. And you see the new fender design is quite a bit different with the badging. So, we're real happy with the car, the way it came out.
How
about the motor and the horsepower?
Motor's still the same. It's still the 5.0, Coyote with the direct injection. It's still the Gen 5.
It's 800 some odd horsepower?
Yeah, 825. That's a crank. Of course, that's subjective to, altitude and fuel and many factors, as you know, with every car. But that is the horsepower.
So now is this car kind of, because you don't really see a lot of Mustangs racing in GT as like you'd like to,
Right.
So, but is this kind of like going after that market a little bit? I mean,
What, like the performance, like club racing type?
club race, even professional racing. I mean, like in the GT class, the GT3 class.
Well, we would like that. GT4 is where they are.
GT4 is where they are, right.
So we're actually not allowed to produce a race vehicle,
Really?
however we're going for it. Yeah.
I've asked.
That's factory
Is
racing.
that-
Yeah, so there's certain areas, we're a partner with Ford, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
Relationship with them is very important.
What, do they feel you'd be competing against them, or they
I-
feel a liability issue?
I'm not real sure what the reason is, but it's more or less probably because, they do a factory race program, so,
Right. Okay.
they just don't want too many. Roush does, Roush was in World
Yep.
Challenge for a little while,
Yep.
but they were not. But, Roush does a lot of race development for Ford as well. So, there's probably some sort of understanding there. But, like I said, they don't want too many, let's say, performance Mustang brands, I would say, competing against each other, because at the end of the day, it's a performance Mustang, right? And there's different levels, and so we're kind of all with the same market share.
Now, of course, there are like Dean Martin with Core Motorsports. He runs, well, he was running the GT4s,
Yeah.
and I just switched to Aston Martin, but we're not
Which
gonna
is
talk about
really a
that.
glorified Ford.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Well, all right, so basically now we have Shelby, we have Roush. Is Celine still around?
For now,
Is he doing
I'm
Mustangs?
understaying for now, yes.
Steeda was doing Mustangs way back when.
Tito, it has an option.
I know,
Dario still doing stuff, Mustang?
Yep, yeah, and, yep, I know the VP, well, they have the Boynton Beach one down in
They
South
still have that
Florida,
one?
and the one out in Valdosta.
Okay.
They're still making, their parts.
Okay,
in the cars.
so Matt, tell us a little bit about the product line here a little bit. Give us, what's an entry level Shelby for me?
So, on the Mustang side, which you're
Yeah.
talking, so, of course, we have the
Outside of the GT350s. I'm
Outside
talking
of
about
the
you.
350,
Shelby
okay,
American.
So
Shelby
Shelby
American.
GT would be the entry level car. You have
Okay.
Shelby GT, then it's Super Snake. We did have a limited edition run in there, which was the Carroll Shelby edition. But basically, Shelby GT, we do have one out there, and so that's kind of your entry level. It comes with a naturally aspirated version, with a lower cost price
It's
point.
500 horsepower, something like that.
Yeah, I think around 475,
60, 465.
Okay, and the
because
cost?
it's an intake exhaust. It's not heavy. It's similar to what the Chevy GT was in 07 and 08.
Okay.
So if you remember what that package, it was, stripe scoop, there was lowering springs, exhaust intake shifter. It was a very low content package meant to be, lower price point, so that it's more for the masses.
And then how much is that car? If I had to write a check today.
Well, it's interesting. It's got a big spread, so you can get, depending if you base them out, 65, 70, and they can always go to 95, 100.
So you can get it with the 707, is it?
Yeah,
horsepower?
707 horse. And, of course, there's, heavy duty, we're doing the axles, the drive shaft, the cooling system, we have two levels of it. We have the Shelby GT base, which is, and then we have Shelby GT Premium. So the GT
okay.
Premium essentially has the same fascia as the Super Snake. So it's the front end of the Super Snake, because that's a proprietary fascia. And the Shelby GT base uses the OEM fascia we do different grill inserts, a different splitter, wheel and tires, we do not do brakes. They're typically all per package. They have a factory 6 piston, and that's how we keep costs low. But even our package, when you compare their brands, I guess, with the performance car market, there's a lot of content in the Shelby package. So even a base package, we have a lot of painted parts. It's not stickers, scoops, where that's how some companies are able to keep the price point lower. It's going to be more expensive because we're doing hood, we're doing fascias, we're doing rockers, we're doing wings, these are all painted parts, and there's all tooling involved with these. So the content is definitely typically more content, but with that, with it, we feel you get a nicer product, but with it, of course, it's slightly higher price tag.
All right, and the Mac Daddy is what? The Super Snake?
Super Snake, and Super Snake, and of course you can go with the Super Snake line by
All
that.
right, so
There is
that's
a Shelby 1000, but that's kind of an off-road use. It's not 50 state legal, so it's very.
all right. Now, apparently, you sell a lot of trucks. Now, one thing I have to ask: you didn't bring any Cobras?
No, we can only fit, we only have 4 spots on the truck. And I said,
Okay.
we do have Gary's 68 on there.
Okay.
So, that's still up there, but, we only have 4 slots in the truck, so we didn't bring any of the Cobras. I mean, we would love to have everything, we could, but unfortunately, we can only have 4 cars. And, so we kind of, let's say the Cobra market is, slow market, it's a very specific niche buyer, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, we're doing dealer tours, the dealers don't actually sell that product, so we're out here supporting what the dealers would sell.
So tell us about the trucks. So that's what
Truck
you do.
is a huge market.
Is it?
Right? But I guess truck sales are, as far as car sales are doing now, trucks are going up. So
We had Pat on earlier, and he was telling us basically it's like 2 to 1. So he's telling me that
Every,
you guys,
every year at the Shelby
It's
Bash,
more
they
than
tell
that.
us.
so you're selling more Shelby trucks than you are Shelby Mustangs.
Absolutely, by a lot.
That just surprises the heck out of me.
I mean, if you figure this, so just the lifted F-150, which you see up here, I mean, they make 500 of those a year, 500 of them sell. So, the numbers can vary on the lower truck, the Super Snake we call it, the lower 4-door, they can go anywhere from 150, 250 units. I mean, and of course now we're doing this standard cab, which is a huge hit, so that was kind of a concept that we were kind of testing, and we're like, is this
Standard cab means just a
sort of like
little
the
conventional cab.
Lightning, right? Totally different buyer, and that's what's interesting. So this truck is very, very hugely popular. Of course, it's completely from fire safety too. So the guys that buy these vehicles are completely different who they buy the 4-door. It's more of that Lightning, which is again a niche market, a very specific buyer who loves that type of sport truck. So, we're just that truck is just absolutely amazing. So, just when it comes down to it, I'm going to say, if I had to guess, just throw a number out there. So let's just say, I'm going to say about 7, 8 to 1.
Really? All right, so take us through the truck product line now. So you got the conventional cab, you got the lowered one, you got the street 150, and then you got
Super Snake Sport is the standard cab performance truck. It's the same engine as the big one, 770 horsepower. It's a shorter wheel, but it's lighter, completely different look, as you know. Well, like I said, more on that what the Lightning was. And we have the 4-door Super Snake truck, which is a lowered sport truck, 4-door. We have a lifted version, which is the Shelby F-150, which is more of an off-road. And then we have the Shelby Raptor, the Baja Raptor. And so it's, 4 truck models.
And you can also do the diesel dually.
Yeah, well, that's actually, that went away. Yeah, we did that.
Did that go away?
Program.
Let me tell you,
Program.
that was the coolest thing at the Shelby Bash in 2018?
Yeah, no one's done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we did.
Vince and Gary came out, and Gary was driving the F-350 dually, and Vince was on the aluminum trailer with the Super Snake strapped down. And wide body.
Yeah.
Gary started doing his burnout in the F-350. Vince started doing the burnout on the trailer while it's strapped down. Got both of them smoking the wheels, and then Gary peels out while Vince is still smoking them.
We had to actually test this theory, right? So we had to test this. We had to test it secretly, right?
that is cool.
So we had to make sure that this would work.
To see that, oh man.
We didn't want anyone to know about it because we didn't want anyone to copy it, so we wanted to be the first one. So we were testing this just to make sure it was safe.
It was wild.
But yeah, we actually had a pan, like aluminum pans on the trailer, so it wouldn't, hurt the trailer, or melt the trailer.
Yeah, I was wondering, did they just decide to do that? And hey, let's go try this.
I don't know if it was Gary's idea or Vince's idea, but because I sit in, it's part of my job, my title sales manager, although I don't sell technically anymore. But part of the product development team and of course the marketing team and strategy, it's a team. So a lot of, stuff in the cars, it's all ideas. So I don't remember if it was Vince's or Gary's idea. I do not recall, but I remember, being discussed and they're like, hey, let's do this. This is how we're going to launch this. Because originally it was intended for this Shelby 1000.
Okay.
So originally the diesel truck, because it's 1,000 pound-feet of torque, it was going to be called the Shelby Diesel 1000. So the actual original logo, which you don't see now, said 1,000, but because then there was something, with the emissions and a little tuner, so we kind of scrapped that whole thing because of EPA. But originally that was going to be the Diesel 1000 and the Chevy 1000, and that's what the concept was, the tandem burnout with 1,000 pound-feet of torque, 1,000 horsepower. So that was originally what it was supposed to be, but then it became the Chevy Diesel, and of course we used the Super Snake wide body, with that program.
So basically, it was a high performance diesel is what you guys.
Yeah,
picked up?
I mean, it wasn't too far off, I had like a small tune that was, that's the whole thing, it's supposed to be 50 state legal, and
We pumped up the torque 75 pounds.
yeah, it bumped up a little bit of performance a little bit, but it's not crazy. As we all know, you can make diesels pretty nasty.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing that, the big thing with the diesel is one, it's, again, who's buying it? Two, what are they doing with the truck? So it had to be reliable. It's still a work truck. And the thing about Shelby truck owners is they actually use the vehicles. So guys that buy the Shelby trucks use the Shelby trucks. So the F-150s, they drive them. They're putting miles on them. So with the Super Duty, everyone knows what we can do with diesels, and of course, none of it's emissions legal. But that was, it's more cosmetic. A lot of aesthetic type things. And, the bigger wheels and tires. It's very nice, custom interior. It's more of that type of program than just like performance. It had exhaust, had intake in that.
I believe you can buy a lot of those parts on the Shelby store.
Yeah, we saw the wheels. Like I said, it was tough because it was the price point. It was hard.
And we had just gotten our 2017 F350 Platinum and trailered the car out to Vegas in 2018. And then I thought my truck was cool when I showed up. And they pulled this thing out. They announced it at the bash.
It's
They
a
announced
rare
the
truck.
truck.
So the people that do have them, it's very rare
Man.
because there was very few built.
Missed out again.
We still have our prototype, and it is for sale. It's the one-piece serial number.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, we use it. I mean, that's what we tow. We would use it. It tows cars to back and forth, paint, body, and
It's a Shelby Super Duty.
yes. And I've taken it on shows. We have a big
Dually.
we have a big tandem trailer and some of the smaller events. I'll drive it and take it to California with the Shelby trailer.
What color is it?
Two cars, and it's white
Oh.
with
Blue stripe?
black. No, it's black, matte black stripes and black.
I'm pretty sure you can search for that video of them.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Interesting. Oh, that's okay. They're just kind of hanging out. So we're gonna get these two guys on here in a little bit, but I want to, what can we look forward to in the next year from Shelby America?
So, like I said, we have the 21 prototype, which is out there with all the updated changes. And, as the Ford's making some changes to the new trucks. So you gotta look for that.
I'm
Bronco.
not changing the motor, right?
No, it's basically, it's gonna be,
Just
front end cage and stuff.
Okay.
But, I will tell you, the new trucks, the 21s, are getting the Gen 5 Whipple now. So what was on them before was
really?
Gen 4 2.9. So the 21s will have the Gen 5 3.0 Whipple. So that's pretty cool.
Pumping horsepower there.
Yeah, and of course, everyone's excited about the Bronco.
Oh, absolutely.
I got
There's a lot of
buddies.
excitement there. Tell me that thing is.
Have you guys got some?
Huge. We don't have any yet.
There
ordered one
is going to be a
myself.
Shelby Bronco.
Well, I can't say or not say, but I can tell you, there's some cool stuff coming in. So there's a lot of excitement about the Bronco product. This is like a long time waiting, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I think the volume, just sheer volume of those truck vehicles.
And then you got this electric market coming out.
Yeah,
too.
that's the
I'm sorry, I had to say it. I had to say it.
So there is that. There's the Mach-E, which is exciting. Like I said, there's a lot of exciting things for 21. There's a lot of changes, not only to the products that we're selling, but also the new models coming out that we'll be involved with. So, I don't know if I did say much about. We do have the SE packages here as well. Something pretty important. So the GT500 SE and the GT350, which we are showing out here.
Those will be the signature edition.
And they're post-title. They're a post-title package. So basically, you would have a 500 or 350, and you would send it to us, and then we would do a post-title.
Now, you guys are going to be here tomorrow from 9 to 3, right? Again, Shelby meet?
I think even later. What 12 to? I think more 12 to 6.
Okay, well,
But,
we're
here earlier. We're
okay.
here, yeah.
And then we got the guys, I understand
But officially, I think it's 12 to 6.
okay, 9 to 3. But then I hear that the villages, there's a big giant Mustang club from over there, and they're going to make a big caravan over there.
That's what we're hoping.
That's pretty interesting. So I'm
I
gonna try
wish I could make it tomorrow. I got to work.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. Matt, go ahead and get out the information real quick on how people can buy Shelby.
Okay.
How do they go? Where they go?
So,
I know, but you tell them.
Well, you go to Tuscany authorized Ford dealer.
Yep.
Such as Ford Ocala.
Right.
Or, we were just out in Tampa. That would be
Elder
Ford. So you need to go to a Tuscany authorized Ford dealer to buy a Shelby American product. So what you do is if you have any questions, you can call us at Shelby, and we can direct you with a regional rep like George, South Florida. So a lot of times we would direct you to the rep just because they have a relationship with dealers and which dealers are in the area and which dealers have the inventory. There is 300 dealers in the U.S. I don't know them all by heart, but so you can either start with us or we would refer you to the rep who would get you right through with you.
Or they can go to Shelby American Las Vegas and get all the information they need.
Absolutely. I got you set up all right there.
All right. Hans, tell us about Team Shelby real quick.
Well, Team Shelby is worldwide, and we have representatives in everywhere, France, Spain, over in Holland, and a lot in the United States, of course, because that's where Shelby is from. So, but once they started offering the new 2015 Shelbys, they started opening up, I believe, across the country, whereas you could only buy them in the United States, but you can buy Shelbys now in
We have mod shops worldwide.
mod shops worldwide. And I've been with Team Shelby since it started in January of 2008. I think it was actually 07, but the membership started in 2008.
And if they want to join, how do they do that?
They can go to the Team Shelby store, shelbystore.com. And there's an area down at the bottom that says Team Shelby, and they can click on that. We have regions. So Florida all the way up to Maryland is the South Atlantic region. Then you have the Pacific Northwest, you have the Texas area, which I think is a country in its own. So everywhere in the States and the world, there's a region that you can join and become a member. And the kits are great. You get a really cool hat, which I'm wearing, shirt, pin, a great coin that has Carol Shelby's bust on it, and a whole bunch of other cool stickers. And you get invites to all their events. And one big event that as Team Shelby, we do, I've been supporting for 11 years. This will be my 11th year at Daytona. I'm an instructor there with the Audi Club, as well as a franchise called Hooked on Driving, which is a track event. December this year, it's December 11th, 12th, and 13th. So it's a track specific driving school. So anybody, a beginner to an advanced, could come and drive at this event, sign up online. But on Saturday, the 12th, we are doing the third year of the Shelby Ford photo shoot on the finish line.
Oh, wow.
That's Saturday at noon, December 12th. And if you show up at gate 4 at Daytona and tell them you're with Team Shelby, they'll let you in for the photo, but it is a private event. But all Shelby, Team Shelby members, or anybody with a Ford Mustang or even Focus or ST can come out and join us on the finish line at noon for the photo shoot.
Super. Well, Matt, I want to thank you very much. Shelby American, Hans,
Thank
Team
you.
Shelby.
This is
Thank you,
great.
guys.
Yeah, sure.
I want to bring these two guys over here real quick. I want to get them on the show here real quick because these guys are the average. These are your future Shelby buyers. These are the average guys right now. They're diehard enthusiasts, love their cars, love their Mustangs, and I'd like to welcome Blake. Blake, how you doing? Come on over here. And the other gentleman, Travis. Okay.
And then in the meantime, I'll tell you about the best place to find car shows,
Oh, yes.
FLAcarshows.com. Proud sponsor Nostalgic Radio Cars. They are the comprehensive list, the comprehensive place to find all car shows anywhere in Florida.
Super. Thank you. All right, Matt. Excuse me, Blake. Blake, we got Travis, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Travis, what kind of car do you got?
I got a.
Talk to the mic here, buddy.
I've got a race red 2015 Mustang JT with the manual transmission.
Excellent, excellent. How long have you had your car?
It's probably going on now about 2.5 years or so.
Okay. What got you into Mustangs?
Honestly, it was going to Mustang week before I even had a Mustang. My brother actually had one before me, and after going that 1 year, I had a goal that I wasn't coming back to Mustang week the following year without one of my own.
There you go.
And from there, I found an 07 Grabber Orange, like GT, got it, like drove right on there, and then went up north to see some family, and then drove it right on back.
And had a great time with it, right?
Oh yeah, an absolute blast thing. And now compared to what I got now is such a big night and day difference in terms of like overall performance and just like pure thrill.
Excellent. Blake, you had a pretty interesting car over there. At first, I thought it was a 1995 Cobra R. Is what I thought it was when I first saw the hood from a distance and the front fascia. So tell us a little about your Mustang.
Well, it's actually my father's, but we have three between us. It's a 97 Cobra. He brought his parts on when I was a kid, but he's got a 2000 Cobra R spoiler. I just imagine people just throwing up right now. But, he's got a 4-inch cow hood, not a 3.
Okay.
And he's got some really nice SVE wheels on it, bronze. It's a crystal white Cobra. And it basically just took a long process throughout the whole time me growing up, actually. When I was a single father. So he always put that car behind him to raise me, you know, so he always took care of it and stuff, but couldn't do the things he wanted to do. So after I graduated high school, I kind of helped him put it to where it is now. So it runs great and have a ton of fun with it. I have a 2003 Oxford White Mach 1 that's pretty beefed up as well. He just bought a 03 Terminator. So we, between the three of us, we just have a lot of fun with all the cars and try to do what we can and just have fun.
All right, tell us about the Terminator. I've heard that name before, and most guys are familiar with the 2000 or 2001 and SVO, and supposedly the Terminator has that motor in it. So I'm not really into the S194s that much. So kind of educate me a little bit too.
Well, the SM95s were from 94
Or 95s, that's what I
were
was
from 94 to 04, but in 1999 they did a refresh and they called it New Edge.
Okay.
So my Mach 1 is a New Edge, and the Terminator is a 03 and 04 Cobra. It's only a 2-gear Cobra that they made specifically, and it was like overhauled to try and overtake the throne basically of like the muscle car wars back in the day. It was had a fully built bottom end, supercharged from the factory, had T56 transmission, IRS, and then I mean it was just bad to the bone, and it still holds up to this day. We just picked one up about a year ago. It just got a Poliana intake and exhaust, and I beat my buddy with a C7 Stingray automatic. Shout out to you, man.
Good man. Stop them Chevrolets.
Hey,
So,
I
yeah,
didn't want to
it's
see the C7 with a car that's like easy, like his uncle or grandfather, just saying like, nice try, kid. Try again next time.
yeah, it's a phenomenal car. But I have a lot of fun with the 97 just because the memories wrapped up in it. I actually just put a new clutch in it for my dad. So the people that installed it like 10 years ago when I was in middle school, it was not properly installed, and they cracked a bolt off the engine block that put a transmission bolt in. It was cross-threaded, so that got cracked off, and just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So I put a really nice clutch in it with my best friend Dylan. So shout out to you too, Dylan. And it's just been a lot of fun just learning and working on. I just put a YouTube channel to talk about all the cars and go out and have fun with them, and an Instagram to show off and just have fun and meet new people. Honestly,
Blake, how old are you?
21.
Travis, how old are you?
I'll be turning 28 later this year.
Okay. And you're wearing a shirt that says "Save the Ship."
Save the
the
Stick.
Sticks. Okay. So now I'm gathering that both you guys are stick shift guys. Both you guys are young, and you're both diehard car enthusiasts.
Oh,
That's great.
Oh yeah, it's like what started for me was back when I was probably in like late elementary school or early middle school years. My dad actually picked up an 03 like bright red convertible GT actually over at a Honda Ocala of all places, and I thought it was pretty cool at the time. And once I got old enough to have my own car, I ended up getting an 81 Z28 that it looked like Bumblebee from a good distance. But once you got up on it, you kind of realized like where like it was painted over rust, like panel gap like the doors in the photo was absolutely atrocious, and it had an oil leak from somewhere that I didn't know until it like blew a piston out on one side of the block. It was cool. Like got rid of that for a while. Got my first manual vehicle, which was actually a Mazda pickup truck with the smallest clutch you can possibly imagine. I mean, like something you see on a Honda Civic, small. And that was probably the perfect thing that I could have ever cut my teeth on with a stick. After that, gave to my brother because he went off to community college. Had just a regular Toyota Avalon for a while. Then I got that first Mustang and started driving stick, and I haven't stopped driving stick since.
How about you, Blake? We got about a minute yet? 30 seconds?
All right.
Go ahead. Stick all the way, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I believe I'm American at heart, so I believe in rear-wheel drive V8s with a stick. I don't care if autos are faster at all. I'd rather go home and lose, but still roll my own gears. That's just how I believe. These new electric cars are amazing with all the high horsepower and everything, but I mean, there's no heart, there's no soul, there's no care. You know, I like to work on my own
that.
stuff.
That sounds good.
I like exhaust.
That's good.
You know, I like to scare people sometimes. I just like having a good time. You know, I don't like hearing the whiny noises and not feeling something.
And it's
all
tire noise.
All right. Well, guys, we got 1 minute. I guess we got to close. All right. So anyway, here's what I want to do is I want to thank both you guys for hanging out. You guys going to be here tomorrow, maybe?
I might be if I get up early enough, but I've got work tomorrow at like 5 o'clock.
Okay, you maybe?
Actually, I actually might come back, but I want to do a shameless plug right now.
Yep,
If anyone would
go
like
ahead,
to
go
follow my
ahead.
Instagram, it's at snakebitten_97. And if anyone would like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I just started, like I said, it's snakebitten_97. We have 3 Mustangs, like I said, just trying to have some fun. 4.64
Super.
wildlife.
All right, well, thank you, Blake. Thank you, Travis. Hopefully we'll see you guys out in the street someday. I'll bring one of my badass little Fords and we'll do some street races.
Sounds good to me.
In the meantime, I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in to South Rated Cars. We're live here at Ford Lincoln of Ocala. Don't forget to stop by tomorrow for the Shelby American Meet all day long tomorrow. Just come on by, 9 to 3. Okay. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, drive carefully, and love your family.
That was really fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was really cool. I haven't done anything with like this kind of
We live
media in a while.
Here, wave to the camera, guys.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait to freak. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah, I like had like the car, like my car is like just like it. I'm just the beginning of it now.
Well, you already
Thank
seen
you,
the, you already seen the 97, so I'm definitely ready to mop one. Is it raining tomorrow?
I don't know if
It's on the radio, so I'm definitely bringing her.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Hopefully it won't rain tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Or if it does,
We got
at least it's early in the day.
rain on the
Not in the
turnpike,
day,
but.
day or an overnight.
Well, I want to thank all you guys for hanging
Hey,
out.
thank you, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was cool listening to you guys.